All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks once again for joining me. I am your host, Derek Lane. Another edition of The Fast Lane, your podcast for success. Thanks for joining me. Thank you to all my Fast Lane friends, the folks that send me emails and messages. Thank you so much. I appreciate the feedback. And got a lot of positive feedback lately, which is awesome. A lot of folks kind of going in the direction of some of the things that we talked about and giving me feedback on how maybe it's brought about a positive change in their life. So that's great to hear. Which leads me to understand that so oftentimes we kind of categorize people. We kind of put people in this little pigeonhole as we see them because of the dealings and the past experiences we have with peoples. So is it possible for people to change? Well, isn't that the reason that we listen to these podcasts and read and go to seminars and what have you, is to understand, to learn, to be a better person, to exercise ideas to help us progress on our path of success? I think so. So I think that even if it's incremental, people can change. Some people that aren't looking for change may never change, but the folks that are looking for change can exhibit the changes because they're willing to learn. They're willing to keep an open mind about the things they need to do in their life to create that successful path that they envision for themselves. Be the person that you want to be and act like that person. If you just harbor an image in your head without actually letting it take root by going through the motions and the actions of that person, it's going to be much harder to reach that person. You're going to struggle to become the person that you want to become unless you go ahead and accept it. I know I've said this before. Assume the virtue if you haven't not. Act as if. Okay, that doesn't mean you need to totally falsify who you are and lie about who you are, but hold your head up high. Carry with you the dignity of who you want to be, the cadence of who you want to be. Become the person you want to be, and then it doesn't take long before you are that person that you wanted to be. And it's no longer acting. You are that person. So hold your head up high and become the person that you want to be. Quit holding yourself back. There's a lot of negative in our life, in our world. There's a lot of negative stuff going on. People tend to throw negative crap your way. It's just human nature. People wallow in negative because it's easy. And sometimes they do it because they're too mentally lazy and they don't want to try to create a success path that you and I are on and that we're striving for. So they just take the path of least resistance, the easiest path, which ultimately in the end becomes much more stressful, and people tend to have health issues because they just allow things to happen to them. They just take that path of least resistance and allow things to happen to them, and it ultimately affects them very negatively in their life because they didn't take control. They didn't take control of their course, of who they are. They didn't own themselves. If you can't catch a break, make one. If you feel like that you're not out there and you're like, I just can't catch a break, then do something. Make your own way. Be more of a doer. We've talked about following the followers, the people that do the same thing over and over and over because the generation ahead of them did the same thing over and over and over, and the generation before them did everything over and over and over. And you see the world around you. You're supposed to go to work. You're supposed to buy a house. You're supposed to get married. You're supposed to blah, 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 blah. You understand. You get caught up in that. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's the mental construct, is that you're not always supposed to do that. You're supposed to make the world a better place. And how do you do that? Well, you listen to your heart and your soul. That's how you make the world a better place. And by doing so, you put yourself in a higher place, one more of enlightenment, because you're more free. Once you learn that freedom is your ultimate goal, and that freedom is what you're striving for, and that the only person that can give that to you is yourself. The only person that can provide freedom to you is you. You drive your boat. You don't let the winds and the waves carry you to wherever. You guide that boat. You steer that boat. You go where you're supposed to go. Negative emotions can get a hold of you and cause things in your life that you don't want. It causes you to lose control. It causes bad health, bad relationships. Negative emotions is just, it's out there from one thing or another, whether it's temptation, being lazy, trying to take the easy way out, cutting corners. I'm telling you, stand up and do the right thing and move the right direction and own your experience. Take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for you, your relationships. Take responsibility for your career, for your life, for your happiness. Just to think about if you don't know if you're going to get hit by a bus tomorrow, the proverbial bus, right? But if you get hit by a bus tomorrow, would you spiritually look back and go, wow, I wish that I'd have made a decision to be a lot more happier and not so negative? I don't get that opportunity. That opportunity is gone, and I really desperately want to be happy in my life. So just make that decision, whatever it is. If you're experiencing some negative stuff and some stress, own it. Get a plan to eradicate that stress and that negative. Get help from the proper people, the people that want to help you, the people that see the potential in you, and own that relationship. Own that experience and have a plan. And the plan is freedom. The plan is no stress. Negative emotions destroys careers. It destroys relationships. It destroys you from the inside out. So don't be that person. Make sure that your goal is peace of mind. Make sure that you are working on peace of mind and freedom. The path to freedom is control, and that's control of yourself. Again, if you're sitting here watching television at night and you see the news, man, turn the news off. It's crap. It's okay to stay up with some current issues. That's fine. Be aware of it. Don't put your head in the sand. But don't get so enamored with every nuance of what's going on, because people, by design, are feeding you crap. That's what they do. They do it by design because it evokes the fear. It evokes uncertainty. And you got to keep up with it. And that's all they're worried about is their ratings and how sensationalized that they can be as a news channel. Don't worry about that stuff. Be a leader in your community. Be a leader in your family. But first and foremost, lead your own life. Because once you start taking ownership and you're leading your life and it's going into a positive direction, taking a success path, others naturally gravitate and they take notice. The old adage of lead by example. Well, people want to be around people that are positive, not negative. Have you ever wanted to be around somebody that's just complaining all the time, that's grumpy, and that just has nothing nice to say about anybody? Or would you rather be around that person that always finds a compliment, something good about somebody, a silver lining in every situation? A person that carries with them the eternal smile, that every time you see them, they're just a jovial, happy person that you just can't wait to run into, to have a conversation with, and just to be around. That is important. It's important for you to be that person. We allow the negative emotions in because it's a natural thing to do. And that's my challenge to you, is to find a way not to let that happen. It is natural. Like habits. Negative emotion is a habit that you formed, and you're just like, oh, well, let's just, who I am. I've known some people that brag that they're grumpy, that brag that they're nasty, and they have a bad attitude, and to heck with everybody else. I don't care about anybody. I don't care about anything. They can jump off a bridge for all I care. That is not you. That's not me. I'm not here to save the world. I'm here to help the people that want help. I'm here to help the people that want to hear a positive message. And that's by being positive yourself. I want you to be as positive as you can so others can feel that it radiates from you, that you are a natural positive person, that you spend your time wisely. You're well read, you're well spoken, you have a path, you have a goal set, you have a proper mindset, you understand freedom is your natural goal, you're a strong-willed person that won't allow the negative into your life, and you understand that you can get rid of the nasty things in your life, the dark things in your life. You understand that because that's what we do, that's what we work on, that's what we practice. Time in and time out. We practice the good in our life. So don't let this this podcast is a little shorter here, but I just really felt like it was good for me to just address how important it is for you to take control, just to be in control of you, because nobody else. If you let somebody else be in control of you, guess what? You're gonna experience the black, dark crap that people go through. You're in control of your life. It's yours. Don't let anybody else do it. You own your life. No one else does. You're responsible for it, and you make the best of it. It's the only way that you're going to seek freedom. And freedom and enlightenment is a wonderful, wonderful place to be. Being happy, being peaceful, being satisfied with who you are, there's no substitute for that. So with that, I'm going to end the podcast and wish every one of you a great and wonderful week ahead. We will have other conversations moving forward, of course. And thank you so much for listening to the Fast Lane Podcast for Success. Share this with someone that can get some benefit out of it. Share this with someone that may remotely get some benefit out of it. Only leave positive comments. I don't mind constructive criticism. I don't mind it. But sometimes it can turn into something really, really silly. So just tell me what you do like, what you want more of, what you want to hear more of, and we'll work on that as well together. So thank you once again for tuning in to the Fast Lane Podcast for Success. Have a great and wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much.